Om Shanti, good morning. Today we'll revise Bhaptada's Avyakt Murli of 22nd November 1987. The title of the Murli is The Method to Receive Multimillion-Fold Help from the Ocean of Help. The Method to Receive Multimillion-Fold Help from the Ocean of Help. Today, Bap Dada is looking at all his courageous children everywhere. From the beginning until now, every Brahmin soul has become worthy of receiving Bap Dada's help on the basis of their courage, and they have continued to move forward in their efforts according to the blessing. When the child maintains courage, the father definitely helps. When the child maintains courage, the father definitely helps. The children take one step of courage, and in return, all the children attain multi-million steps of help from the father. This is because whether you call it a promise or an inheritance from Bap Dada, it is for all the children. And because of this easy, elevated attainment, souls who have been weak for 63 births have been able to become strong and are continuing to move forward. What was the first courage you had as soon as you took Brahmin birth? What was the first courage you had as soon as you took Brahmin birth? The first courage was that you demonstrated making the impossible possible. For you imbibed the speciality of purity. You had the courage to have this determined thought: we have to become pure. And the Father gave you multi-million-fold help. Your souls are originally and eternally pure. You have become pure many times, and you will continue to become pure. This is not anything new. You are simply repeating once again the elevated stage you have had many times. Even now, the devotees of you pure souls continue to ask for the power of purity in front of your non-living images. They continue to sing songs of your purity. As well as that, they have also shown the symbol of purity on each of you worthy of worship souls as a halo of light. You were made powerful through such an awareness. That is, with the Father's help, from being weak, you became strong. You have become so powerful that you have become instruments to issue this challenge to the world. We will definitely make the world pure. From being weak, you have become so powerful. All the rishis and munis and great souls of the Copper Age considered it impossible to remain pure while living in a household. At the present time, they find this difficult themselves. But you speak about this in a natural way to them, saying that purity is the original and eternal form of the soul. So, what is difficult in that? This is called the child having courage and the father giving help. You experienced the impossible becoming easy, and you continue to experience it to be easy. The more they consider it to be impossible, the more you say that it is extremely easy. So, the Father gave help with the power of knowledge, and with your remembrance, Baba gave you souls power to bring about transformation by giving you the experience of the pure stage. So, this is maintaining the first step of courage and receiving multi-million-fold help from the Father. So, this is maintaining the first step of courage and receiving multi-million-fold help from the Father. So, Baba is explaining how the first step of courage is to really have the courage to follow the path of purity. And once all of us took this vow, Baba helped in multi-million fold way. In the same way, you are becoming conquerors of Maya. No matter how many different forms Maya comes in to attack you. From the beginning until now, she has sometimes come in a royal form and sometimes in a visible way, sometimes in an incognito way, and sometimes in an artificial, godly form. Mhm. So Baba says there's different forms in which Maya comes. So Baba says from the beginning until now, she has sometimes come in a royal form and sometimes in a visible way, sometimes in an incognito way, and sometimes in an artificial, godly form. We have been living as Maya's companions for 63 births. It is a little difficult to let go of such strong companions. This is why she is forced to attack you in different forms. But here you are strong. Even while being attacked so much, the children who have courage are worthy of receiving the Father's help. And because of this help, are able to challenge Maya's attack. They say it is her duty to come and our duty to gain victory. You consider any attack to be a game. You consider Maya's form of a lion to be like an ant, because you know that Maya's kingdom is now going to end, and that the victory of few victorious souls who have been victorious many times is 100% guaranteed. This is why this intoxication of guaranteed victory gives you the right to receive multi-million fold help from the Father. This is why this intoxication of guaranteed victory gives you the right to receive multi-million fold help from the Father. So where the children maintain courage, they receive the Almighty Authority Father's help to make the impossible possible and to challenge Maya and the world. This is not a big thing. You do believe this, do you not? So let's take a moment and just remember all the moments that we kept courage and how Baba helped. In our spiritual journey, from the beginning until now, whenever we souls have kept courage, Baba has always helped. Baba says, Bab Dada was seeing the results from the beginning until now of how much each child maintains courage, and on the basis of this becomes worthy of receiving help from the Father and becomes an easy effort maker and continues to move forward, and how far he has reached. So, what did he say? The Father's help, that is the gift from the bestower, and the blessings from the bestower of blessings, is like an ocean. Some children who take from the ocean become as full as the ocean and make others the same. However, other children, because of not knowing the way to take help, or instead of taking help, playing games in their own efforts, of sometimes being intense in their speed, and at others getting disheartened, continue to fluctuate. Some children sometimes take help and sometimes have to labor. They receive help for a long time, but then, because of their carelessness, they sometimes forget the way to take help. And instead of maintaining courage, they become arrogant and think that they're always pure. If the Father doesn't help us, who else would He help? The Father is bound to help us. Because of this arrogance, they forget to take help with the method of maintaining courage. Baba is saying how Maya comes. So Maya brings in this arrogance, which comes because of carelessness. And then we feel that uh, Baba is anyways bound to help us, but we forget the method. And the method is to maintain courage. The more we souls maintain courage, the more Baba is bound to help. The arrogance of carelessness and the arrogance of not paying attention to the self deprives them of receiving help. The arrogance of carelessness and the arrogance of not paying attention to the self deprives them of receiving help. They think that they have now had a lot of yoga, that they have become Jnani souls, yogi souls, and have become very well-known servers, that they are in charge of centers, that their kingdom of service has been created, that nature has also become worthy of serving them, and they are living their life comfortably. This is carelessness in paying attention. This is carelessness in paying attention. Therefore, as long as you live, you have to study and pay attention to becoming complete, and also pay attention to developing an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Therefore, as long as you live, you have to study and pay attention to becoming complete, and also pay attention to developing an attitude of unlimited disinterest. You forget this. You saw Father Brahma until he reached his final, completely karmatit stage. He paid attention to himself, to service, and to having an attitude of unlimited disinterest, as though in a student life. He became an instrument to demonstrate this. This is how He maintained courage from the beginning until the end. He became an instrument to give courage. So he became the one most worthy of receiving the Father's help and thereby attained number one. Even though his future was fixed, he was not careless. Even though his future was fixed, he was not careless. He constantly continued to tell the children about his experiences of intense efforts until the end. He became absorbed in the ocean of help to such an extent that even now, like the Father, he is helping all the children in an avyakt way. Mhm. This is known as taking one step of courage and becoming worthy of receiving multi-million-fold help. This is known as taking one step of courage and becoming worthy of receiving multi-million-fold help. Mm. So Baba is giving the example of Brahma Baba, how even though he knew that he was number one, that he was to become Narayan, but still he was not careless. And then he continued to have unlimited disinterest. He continued to pay attention to himself, his student life. Baba says sometimes that's where the game changes, when we become complacent and careless. And then that means we don't have courage then. Mhm. And that's when Maya comes and distracts us. And then we stop receiving Father's help. Baba says, Bab Dada saw that even though some children are worthy of receiving help, they remain deprived of it. Baba said that the reason for this is that they forget the method for maintaining courage. This is because of arrogance, carelessness, and because of not paying attention to the self. When you don't have the right method, you remain deprived of blessings. Although you are children of the ocean, you become like small ponds. Just as the water of a pond remains in one place, similarly, you just come to a standstill in your effort making. This is why you sometimes labor and sometimes experience pleasure. Today you are in pleasure, and tomorrow, because of pebbles, you become engrossed in removing them. It is not even a mountain, but just pebbles. You are the Mahavir Pandava army. And yet, even pebbles become like mountains. You become engrossed in that effort. Then you amuse Baba. If anyone tells you that those are tiny pebbles, what amusing thing do you then say? Hmm. So Baba says that's how the stage fluctuates. Sometimes labor, sometimes pleasure. And then we become engrossed in removing the pebbles. Mhm. And small things feel like mountains. And then Baba says, and then what amusing thing do you then say? What do you know? If it were to happen to you, you would know. They even say to the Father, you are incorporeal anyway. What do you know? They also say to Brahma Baba, we have received a lift from the Father. What do you know? They say very good things. However, the reason for this is a tiny mistake. They forget the secret. When the child maintains courage, the father helps. When the child maintains courage, the father helps. This is the deep philosophy of karma in the drama. This is the deep philosophy of karma in the drama. When a child maintains courage, God helps. If this method were not a fixed law, then everyone would become a number one king of the world. Would everyone sit on the throne at the same time? The law of becoming number wise is because of this method. Otherwise, everyone would complain to the Father and ask why Brahma was made number one, that they too could have been selected as number one. This is why this godly law is created according to the drama. There is a fixed law that when you take one step of courage, you receive multi-million steps of help. Even though Baba is the ocean of help, this method of the law is fixed according to the drama. So maintain as much courage as you can and take as much help accordingly. He doesn't hold back in this. Whether it is a 1-year-old child or a 50-year-old child, whether he is surrendered or living with his family, all have equal rights. However, the attainment is achieved by using the right method. So, you have understood God's laws, have you not? So, you have understood God's laws, have you not? So, let's take a moment and pause here and just go within to reflect on what Baba just said of how much we souls have kept courage and how maintaining courage is the way to receiving Baba's help. And we realize that Maya can come to distract us in the form of arrogance, in the form of carelessness, and how the more we just follow this method of paying attention to the self, of having this larger aim intact, of reaching a perfect stage, the more we follow Brahma Baba in this, the more we have unlimited disinterest, the more we experience Baba's help at every step. Om, Shan- Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. We'll continue from where we left off tomorrow. So let's open up and share what we'll take from Baba today. Om Shanti. Option. I think Girija texted him, Bade Bache, Bade Baap. One step now in this confluence age birth, you make impossible possible. The first blessings, may you be holy, may you be pure. This was the first courage you received after taking this birth. Very nice. Anyone else would like to share?
Om Shanti. So Baba very well pointed out the importance of courage in this life, and that godly law, according to drama, how it is set as when a child maintained courage, the father definitely helped. That's how the drama is fixed, or that's how the godly law is fixed in the drama. So, and it is not limited, Baba says, and it is all based on, uh, you know, um, how much we show courage. So that limitation is actually set by us. And Baba gave the example of Brahma Baba, because Brahma Baba, and as we all know, we can imagine that there was nothing, the concept of purity, and it was all started from Brahma Baba. Purity in the sense, the complete purity that Baba is talking about, right? So, and the challenges that Brahma Baba had to go through, and where he started and what he became today, yeah, that all demonstrate. So Baba says we have to show the courage, and it is based on the courage that the number is also set in the drama. Otherwise, everyone would have become Lakshmi and Narayan. Yeah, thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you. Bye. Option. Very nice.
Om Shanti Sarabhai.
Om Shanti, Girija.
I wanted to see how many more oceans are there. Today I'm finding for the first time ocean of help. I've never come across in the Murli like this ocean of help. So even from worldly matters, we know how many oceans are there. I don't know how many more oceans Baba is going to open up to see that is this ocean. It was something very new. We have no ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of bliss. We have heard of all that. But this ocean of help, was it a term directly from Shiv Baba or Brahma Baba? I was just thinking. Secondly, see, as I said, himmate bacche madate bab. Courage comes first, help comes next. So if and that to see the words here, children, confluence age. So here Baba is giving his arm of help to the children who have recognized him or to the whole world. Because if you see in the copper age, there was no question of children and all, it was always devotees and all, who always knew that if they just take a finger towards God, he would give his arm. And if he faltered, I don't know if you know the legacy of footprints. If they faltered, he would come up and carry him in his arms. That's what we have seen in what you call, I don't know whether it was copper age or what age. So always it was evident over there that, so that means I have to do the calling. I have to ask him, oh God, come and help me. But he always says, you needn't ask. You are not beggars. You just get. You have got a right. So I was saying this connection between asking for help and getting courage, or me being courage and getting help. How does this process or the system of giving help by this ocean of help takes place? Because otherwise, throughout scriptures, let it be Christianity, let it be anywhere, we know if you have faith, if you have trust, walk with Him, walk with God, for He shall lift you when you fall. So, what comes first here, according to this Murli over here? I was just trying to think. I couldn't get a clear answer. Should I call out first, or only that promise? What are the ingredients for me to reach that hand of help? If you can just clarify it. But I'm asking from this Murli and now in the present confluence age, because what was before is evident. If you could throw some light on this hand giving and hand taking back. Om Shanti.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good point, Kirishabel. And even I was amused to hear this word ocean of help because I have also not heard this before. And Baba was, mentioning this today. And in terms of, the courage that Baba is asking us to keep, I felt for me is the courage to, stay inside, is not to lose the focus, is not to lose the larger perspective, because even in the spiritual journey as a Brahmin, when we come to Baba, we have this fire of really to have very good yoga to really transform and reach our perfection. But somewhere along the way, as we get involved in the field of seva, and Baba says how the focus can change, and then how we can become complacent in our spiritual journey. And that's where we sometimes lose courage, meaning sometimes we, don't, have complete faith in, you know, following the spiritual path. It's like internally. It's like we are doing it at an external level, like we are following all the maryadas and doing all the, disciplines, everything. But at the level of the attitude, having this clarity that it's now time for I, the soul, to go back home. I now have to reach my perfection. I have to, become completely soul conscious to have, I feel that's what I got it, like to have that attention in a very immersed way. That sometimes becomes like, it takes the second seat. And sometimes service or whatever the visible, so-called achievements, they take the forefront. And that's where I felt like Baba is, you know, taking us back to the fundamentals here. I remember once, I think someone was sharing this. I think Shilu Ben was sharing um, this instance with Dadi Janki, and she said once Dadi Janki came from US, and then they had a big conference at United Nations where Dadi spoke in English, and a lot of recordings are also available. And then she came back to Madhuban, and then Shildupen was asking her, Dadi, how was the seva? What did you say? How was the, hall? What happened? How was the flow? And Dadi Janki just gave her drishti and said, just talk to me about Gyan and Yoga. Don't talk to me about seva. It was Baba's task. Baba got it done, and I forgot about it. And Shiluben said, just the very moment she realized that, how much the soul has completely surrendered herself, completely renounced everything, and she's just focused on her spiritual journey, and everything else just, is just, there, but she's not paying attention to it. And so I felt courage is really in where I pay attention. It's like, is it on the external? Of course, there is center, there is Madhuban, there is Seva, everything. But is it on the internal? Like, is it on my journey? How far have I come? How far is it left in the time that is left? Can I reach my final destination? So I felt for that is what Baba meant to keep courage. Yeah. Mm.
So
So
that
one
means,
reflection.
Yeah.
Yes, Japan, go ahead.
no, just one point, because when he spoke about service, that episode which you said, Even I liked it. But if you remember, whenever Baba's Padramani takes place, he would love to hear service news. He wants to know what the children did. And even in the Yagya, we hear Baba waiting, in that Pandav Bhavan in the tent when the children have gone for service and come back. He would wait to see whether his children have returned, because Manor Dadi used to share, and Manor Dadi, she's an entertainer. She used to come and show as if she's very tired and get her feet massaged. I was just thinking about that aspect. But when you spoke about this courage, so Saurabh bhai, you're saying I have to take the first step. I have to follow the Shrimad. But it looks like, I've heard about I should have no fear. So fear means face everything and run, but or face everything and rise. So Baba, so I have to lift up my hand and say, hello, Baba, come and help. I have to make an SOS call to him. Then he comes. He is not like a mother who doesn't wait for the child to ask, who just comes and lifts her child and takes her away from this. So it was a different kind of a ocean of help. That's what was the sharing I wanted to understand from you. Thank you. Rakiben, go ahead.
Just getting back to Saurabh, you were sharing, if we look at today's Murli when Baba, of course, each one of us, the awareness has come that first time I have also heard ocean of help. This one point that Baba makes in this Murli is ocean of help in the place of being modest and being having that humility, and check yourself that you don't have that arrogance of I have come to Baba, Baba has taken me and I've become pure. So have that well distinguished for yourself, and then you will see the ocean of help is just there. Make yourself available with this quality of humility, and then you bringing forward courage is when the help comes in. Um, any thoughts on from your side, Saurabh, on this particular reflection?
Yeah, sorry, Rakiban, can you please say that again? I think I didn't get that.
So, Baba is today Baba is giving us another role of his has been ocean of help. The reflection here was Baba sees his ocean of help, but you children need to check yourself. Are you operating from the space of arrogance? Of, oh, I have become pure, I am Baba's child. Are you standing in the space of self respect, or you are standing in the space of pride and a proud that, okay, I know everything?
Mm,
Or you are standing in the place of that humility that Baba has chosen me
mm,
and I am an instrument soul to provide as an instrument whatever Baba's direction are as a server. And then
mm.
we receive the ocean of help is ready by we bringing that courage forward.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Like sometimes, when the ego comes in, like spiritual ego comes in, it is then that, Baba's help then cannot be received. It's either self-respect or ego. And, if we cross that line from self-respect to ego, which is, in spiritual journey to spiritual ego, that, Baba said, now I am pure, now I know everything, now I'm a Jnani soul, now I'm a yogi soul, rather than just feeling I am a, soul, Baba's child, and Baba is with me. And it's like the moment the spiritual ego comes in, then Baba is gone, and then I think sometimes even if we remember, like in scriptures, like in Mahabharata, there is an episode where it is shown that, like, Krishna and Karn, and they were battling, and, once Krishna became arrogant, sorry, the Arjuna became arrogant, and then, when somewhere Krishna showed that when he's not there, when Krishna is not there, then actually Arjuna can't do much. on his own. But only when, his power is basically because of Krishna. And sometimes that's what I feel like, we get so much in the head space in the spiritual journey. We are doing this, we're doing that, and we operate from a space of spiritual ego. You have to ask me, I know everything, and things like that. And that's where Baba's energy somewhere, goes missing or is obscured. And that's where, ego runs the show. And then even though we feel that we are following the right path, but we have been sidetracked. And humility is what Dadis actually were all about. And that's where I think in their presence we could feel Baba, because they were so humble, like you said. Yeah, it's a good point.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
When we talk about Baba, we say ocean of love. And today we find ocean of help. Ocean of help is the outcome of ocean of love. He is ocean of help because Baba is ocean of love. In Bhakti, when we talk about God, we say, you are my mother, you are only my mother, you are only my brother, you are only my sister. And lastly we say, Tameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. And we say in day-to-day life also, when my mother is with me, I don't have to worry anything. Another person says, when my father is with me, I don't have to worry anything. When my brother is with me, when my friend is with me. But when we talk about Baba, we say that we have got sarva sambandh with Baba. And in Laukik, what a person says that if I only have mother, if I only have friend, I don't have to worry anything. But when we talk about Baba, we say we have got all relations with Baba. So that factor of help comes here, that unconditional help. When we talk about in Bhakti also, when we talk about Baba, we talk about God. It is said, Akaran Prem. No reason for love, no season for love. And there is no love. There is no such day where there is no love. Because when we talk about Baba, we say Prem, Ishwar hai, Ishwar Prem hai. God is love. God is love का ही प्यार का ही बना हुआ है. प्यार का सोई से प्यार का सागर है, आनंद का सागर है. And as because he is प्यार का सागर, so he is ocean of help. And it is right that Baba is always helping us, but we feel Baba's help only and only if we surrender to Baba. Even though Baba is helping me, but we don't realize Baba's help. We don't feel Baba's help. Just like we see Draupadi Chidharan case. What we find when Draupadi surrenders by keeping both hands up, Yatha yogyam tatha kuru, we say, and there starts the help of God. Surrender means all ego, everything. I am surrendering my life, everything to you. And then only starts the help of God. Even in the hospital, the doctor asks for the letter that yes, I am putting this case to you. And you should do what that is required. I will not going to complain anything. That yes, I am giving the case to you. Similarly, Baba is there. And one thing which Girja Ben writes, says written, and says the impossible possible. It is right that when you are in body conscious state, the I factor is predominant, and the change factor is very minimum. Just contrary to that, when a person becomes soul conscious, I factor diminishes, and the modification factor, the change factor, the transformation factor is maximum. Why? Because when you see the impossible word and another word is possible, the extra letter I and am is there. When a person is body conscious, he says, I am this, I am that. And am is for modifications. He doesn't like any modification. But when, on the contrary, when a person becomes soul conscious, connected to Baba, and he gets the inputs of Baba's knowledge, in the place of inspection, he starts doing introspection. And when there is introspection, he realizes the anomalies within him and changes it, and changes it as per Baba's directions, as per Baba's Murli, as per Baba's Srimad. And what is that? M? Man manabha madhya jivava nashto mohasmati labdha. And as the M change, M, magic of M, the modifications, man manabha madhya jivava nashto mohasmati labdha. And there the transformation comes. This input of knowledge is light, and the outcome of knowledge is might. And with the combination of light and might, which I does, that is introspection does, and the modification, the man manava madhya jiva nashto mohasmiti labda does, gives the might, and the combination of light and might, the outcome is possible. Because I, introspection, am man manava madhya jiva, and the outcome is possible. Otherwise, it was impossible. So this is the way how the impossible becomes possible. The condition is you have to surrender to Baba. Otherwise, Baba is always ready to help. Just like a mother. Even the child is notorious, but the mother is always keen to help. We may not talk about any other relation in this world, but even when you talk about mother, it is said, Mata putra ko putra, but Mata never is Kumata. There are many such examples for that. And Baba is told that, Baba, tumeva mata, chapita tumeva bandhu, sasakha tumeva vidya, dharman tumeva sharvam mama deva deva. So Baba is called ocean of love, undoubtedly. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sanjay Bhai. Very nice.
Yeah, Om Shanti, brother. During the Murli and during these conversations, I happened to find a question that Baba threw it, and at the same time, a few answers to the question. Baba at one point says, children do not know how to take help. This actually turned a question in me, a chord in me, as to how can this happen that we do not know. We do ask, we sit in silence and pray for it. Then I think Baba somewhere says, talks a lot about purity and courage. So maybe they are the answers, that be persistent, perseverant, be courageous and be pure, and you'll find help from Baba. I've not had any personal experiences or have listened to any anecdotes, but I feel Baba has a point here and it's worthwhile to experiment on this. Yeah. Anything that you are aware of, any examples, it would be motivating to listen to it, brother. Thank you. Om Shanti.
1 minute, just a few lines. There is a song in Hindi. मेरा जीवन तेरे हवाले, प्रभु इसे पग पग तू ही संभाले. मेरा जीवन तेरे हवाले. Baba just tells, just surrender yourself to me. I will do the rest. That's it. Just surrender. Draupadi surrendered, she got help. And whosoever surrendered got help. So Baba says, just surrender yourself. And so the line is there, Mera jivan tere hawale, pag pag tu hi samhale. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Mhm. Any other thoughts?
Rabbi, there was actually a sister who came in between. That's why I was waiting. Because sometimes, see like this, what Rakhi Ben said, I wanted to see. Because I totally endorse what Rakhi Ben said. We have a spirit. I don't know whether it's arrogance. We have a spiritual pride. And let me tell you, Baba has subscribed to that spiritual pride. He keeps telling in the Murlis, don't worry, during destruction, I am like a mother cat. I will come and lift you from the fire and I will take you. Don't worry, even if the world is starving, you will get your dal and roti. These kind of 24 by 7 guarantee when God subscribes to you. What does it lead us to? As she said, we take God for granted. Arey, I become a Brahmin, humko to mil jayega. Satyuga, also I'll get a place. If not a Chandal, I'll be a subject. So I think this kind of thing happens, what she said. I wanted, but if you have time, please answer. Otherwise, because I was just seeing that there was a sister who was trying to talk. But I think we take sometimes, do we take? I won't say I take, do we take Baba for granted? Because he mentions in the Murlis. And as this brother said, Sanjay Brett said, surrender. Maybe because I've recognized him. Maybe I said, Baba, Baba, Baba. So I become part of his club of helping club. I just wanted, if there is time, please throw some point of it. But I will just wait for that sister who wanted to talk.
Sure, maybe the sister, if you can go ahead.
Om Shanti, brother. So how can a mother wait for his child to ask her help? So always the mother thinking of his child, what he needs, and she knows that what is the how his child and everything the mother knows about his child, what he needs, when he needs, and what is his method of. So everything at the last moment only the child calls for his mother if anything goes wrong. Even though in Draupadi example also, similarly, this is of a limited mother itself showing that much love and care for her child. Baba is unlimited. He is always running with us. So at each step, with each breath, he is with us. He knows all our challenges and situations, and he is with us all the moments. So, but it is our thing, our experience to feel his help. He is not waiting for us to call him for help. He is always with us, and he is running two steps before us. So he is clearing all our path, and he is even though there is a big obstacle in us in our life, a big solution or help he is providing with some people or some person or something there is right to happen at each moment. But I felt in my experience for the last 1 year, I am crossing so many challenges with a big financial fall down in my family. But everything goes right only at the last minute. Till that, Baba I felt that he is testing my faith, how much I am having faith in God, that whether he is helping or not. like that. How can that thing I felt? But he's always there. Without him, we can't do anything. There is nothing to happen, even though the karma is strong or something. But out of love, he can't wait for karma or anything in drama also. He can change everything. That I believe, brother.
Very nice. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
See, sister, what happens when it is a Lokik mother? She helps the child only when she feels it, and that is the limitation of that mother. Although mother has got certain qualities that mother gets to know the problem of the child, but when it is Baba knows everything, all in and outs. But again, there comes the surrender factor. Unless and until we surrender to Baba is helping, but unless and until we surrender Baba, then only we experience Baba's help. Otherwise, Baba is helping still there also, but we are not feeling Baba's help. And see the word mother, which I just got it now. Mother. M is Manmanava, right? Unless and until Manmanava is there, we are not going to experience Baba's help. Another letter is O. We have to be obedient to Baba. Unless and until we are obedient to Baba, we are not going to feel Baba's help. T. T is for transformation as Baba wants us to get. Unless and until we transform as Baba wants, we are not going to experience Baba's help. Although Baba is helping. H. Unless until we are honest, andar bahar ek hai, honest to Baba, then only we will experience Baba's help. Another letter is E. Embodiment of knowledge. Unless and until we are embodiment of knowledge, that knowledge not only in words and it also in actions also, then only experience Baba. And last letter is R. And we followed all the purusharth of Mothe, then R, then Baba becomes responsible. And when Baba is responsible, he rescues us from all the odds and takes us to all the events. Baba clears all the turbulency and makes our life streamlined. But before that, getting Baba's help, we have to do Pursarth of M, Manmanava Madhya Jivi Baba, Nashtuma Smriti Labdha, that is modification. O is obedient to Baba, and T is transformation and honest and embodiment of knowledge. And last, R, Baba rescues us because Baba is responsible. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nice, Bhai. Thanks for sharing.
So, in the interest of time, let's move on to a quick short meditation. And we can continue the discussion tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you. Let's take a moment as we go within and connect with ourselves as a being of light. And we feel Baba's presence. I just maintain the courage to be myself. And I experience Baba's presence, Baba's help unconditionally. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Saurabai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.